Hi friends, I am Devik. In this video, I am going to share you with the benefits of Sicilian. So let's start. The Sicilian is one of the most popular defenses with the black pieces. The games tend to become sharp and I must warn you. To enter these lines, it's a huge advantage to have studied a bit of theory. The Sicilian is a defense against e4. Already after black's next move, we have entered the Sicilian. c5. At this point, white has many possibilities. However, in this lessons, I will focus on the open Sicilian, which is considered the main line. To reach these positions, white's next move is obligatory. The idea is crystal clear. By pushing the d pawn, we enter the open Sicilian. Black has so many possible moves, and I will consider that most important ones if I investigate all possible variations of this opening. I suspect will you have no space left on your phone. Okay, make your move. This is the most common move. Normally it takes us to the natural or the dragon. What do you play? So we play d4, yeah? Yes, correct. It's called the open Sicilian for a reason. Black's main idea with the Sicilian is to exchange the c pawn for white's d pawn. Okay, white recaptures with the knight. Knight plus d5. d4. One of the reasons so many people like playing the Sicilian is because black often gets counterplay count the c file. In the dragon and the knight off, black makes sure white places the knight in the front of c pawn. You do this by immediately attacking e pawn. The e pawn is threatened, and defending it with the knight is undoubtedly the most common response. Here is a crossroad. Black can either go for the knight off or the dragon. Yeah, I'll start with the scariest of them. Black's idea is to fiancé to the dark squared bishop. One option for white is to develop the king side and go for castling shot, but the critical line involves placing the king on the other side. The reason why white's king usually hides on the queen side is that white would like to throw the h pawn forwards. The black g pawn is a target for white's attack, as it would immediately open up the h file. Yes, f3. This move is a part of white's setup. It both prevents the black knight from jumping forwards, and at the same time it prepares a white pawn storm. Black also the poisonous ideas. By castling kingside, black shows no fear and prepares an assault on the other side of the board. After all, that's normally where white hides the king. Queen to d2. White is ready to castle queenside. What we have is an extraordinarily sharp and interesting fight ahead. Black benefits from open c file, while white has a clear idea of pushing the pawns on the other side. Looking for trouble? This is place to be. It doesn't matter with which color. We're all the way back here. Obviously, the dragon is a lot of fun, but so the knight off. Let's take a look. Black last move looks slow, and the preciously what it is. The idea is to cover the b4 square and to prevent white from using the square. However, the more long-term idea is to slowly develop the minor pieces and eventually take control of the center with the central pawn majority. Another reason is to add pressure on white's c and e pawn, and especially the half open c file will most likely turn out to be useful for black. However, if you ever want to play this with black, I recommend you focus on the development of your pieces on the next few moves. Black's problem is lack of development, and this is what white should try to exploit. If you take a look at the white pieces, you see that they can be developed very quickly. White should use the lead in development and try to attack. White has many different possibilities, but I'll mention for a few aggressive approaches. The most aggressive is to develop the dark square bishop to this ambitious square. Yeah, bishop to g5. The idea is to continue with the three aggressive moves and black has to be careful. Another approach by white is to develop in the same fashion as a dragon. By the way, this setup can work against many openings and is known as the English attack. White has many other setups as well. Beginning with these moves, they are all relatively dangerous and knowing a few moves of theory will be useful. Sometimes black moves the e-pawn early on. Black pawns control many important squares and the idea is to develop the dark squared bishop. However, the downside of this move that it blocks the light squared bishop. White's most critical move is to exploit this immediately. The black e-pawn blocked the light squared bishop, which allowed white to go for this aggressive thrust. The idea is simple. We want to continue pushing the pawn to kick black knight away. This line is called the careless attack and is considered to be dangerous for black. You thought we were about to finish the lesson already? There is much more to learn. Like I said earlier, black has many different setups. The next one is also popular. In this case also, to reach the open Sicilian, we have to push d pawn. And just like in the other Sicilians, black takes it. White recaptures with his knight. Now it's time to look at situations where black plays the pawn to e5, either now or in the next move. Make your move. Where do you think white should move the knight? Knight to b5. Correct, yes. The idea is to force black to action the dark squared bishop. Back in old days, people used to allow this, but now they know better. Black normally prevents white's idea with d6. It's true that black has a weak square on d5, but in return, he will win time by chasing the white knight. The variation is also known as the Kalashnikov, and next up is a close relative. Wow. By first developing the other knight, which more or less forces white to defend the pawn. We have centered the Sveshnikov. It's similar to the Kalashnikov, which is why white reacts in the same way. Once again, white's knight is ready to give a check. Not surprisingly, black prevents it, just like in the Kalashnikov. Once again, black is ready to kick the knight around. Still, the Sveshnikov is not for the faint-hearted, as the weak square on d5 might turn to be the problematic. Another approach is to go for this move, which takes us to the classic Sicilian. d6. Wow. Also against this move, white's most ambitious choice is to go for queenside castling. This means we have to develop the bishop. Just like the Nachdorf, this is the most aggressive and ambitious continuation. White is ready to ruin black's structure by taking the knight. Like in the most Sicilians, white would like to develop as quick as possible. In this variation, the queen is developed more modesty, and after queenside castling, white has a couple of setups to choose between. Either way, white plays typically on the king's side and in the center. So far, we have looked at the black's two most popular continuations. It is the time for a third choice. With this move, black is focusing on the dark squared bishop. Just like against the other Sicilians, we open things up. Like in all other Sicilians, black takes it, and white recaptures with the knight. Of course, black has many possibilities, but these are the main moves. Let's begin with the knight. Knight to c6. The most frequently played move is to develop the other knight. White has many setups available, but what's caught on to go for the English attack against the same type of Sicilian. Finally, black could also wait with the development of the knight and instead move the a pawn. Once again, black covers on the b5 square to prevent white knights from reaching this square. I'll avoid being too specific, but the English attack is the not best idea against the setup by black. Instead, white normally prefers to castle kingside and often makes moves like this. Yeah. The Sicilian is an extremely rich opening, and in this lesson I have only looked at a few moves. I hope I have helped you get a better overview, but please be aware that we have only looked at the most popular lines here today. Okay guys, if you like the video, please like, share and comment. Thank you.